Hello Soul Fam, hello, hello, hello. Shine on and shine bright. And I wanted to jump on here today to share something that's heavy on my heart. So to start off with, I'm Iona Russell. I am your personal freedom activator. And I am here with today's topic. And today I want to talk about COVID shaming. Yes, COVID shaming. So let me start off by saying we are all in this together. This is not an argument for or against anything that anybody's choosing to do. However, what the fuck is up with this COVID shaming? People are dobbing people in, they're getting angry, they're shouting. Seriously, people, get off that ego train, get off that fear-based train. And it's triggering so many people I know, and I've got people on sort of opposite ends of the spectrum and reaching out to me, and I've got clients, some who are coping, and then I have an old client who contacted me, and he was in such a state of fear, a fear that things are going to happen to his family, a fear that he's going to die, a fear he's not doing enough, a fear he's doing too much, and in a complete control, coming from complete control. Look, we don't have control over so much, but we have control over how we choose to show up. So rather than judging people, rather than shaming people, look at yourself. How are you showing up? Are you going to be able to look back when all this is over, let's say in a year or two, even 6 months from now? How are you going to be able to say that you showed up for your fellow humankind? How are you going to be able to say you were helpful? Let he who has not sinned cast the first stone. Are you perfect? So here in Scotland, there's been this big uproar because one of the larger coffee chains opened up a drive-through, and there was a huge queue of people trying to get in, and people complaining what were they doing out in their cars for long. Apparently the queue went on for about 40 minutes. Who are we to judge? I understand that some people are trying to say, well, look, they're staying in it. They were certainly social distancing. And going to the supermarket is, a nightmare. I haven't done it personally. I've managed to avoid that by ordering local and supporting smaller businesses. But people are judging and saying, is this really a necessity? We do not know what's going on with each and every one of those people. How dare you? How dare anybody judge anyone? How do you know that the woman driving that car isn't avoiding being home because she's getting the crap beaten out of her at home? How do you know it's not somebody whose mental health is on the brink of suicide? That being in that line and getting that coffee is their only connection to the life as they know it, their only connection with other human beings because they live alone. So ordering that coffee, paying for that coffee, that's their only connection. Who are we to judge? Who are we to judge? With all of this that's going on, show up, be kind, let go of this judgment, because that's coming from a place of ego. I'm better than you. I'm doing more than you. This is a lie. I'm not getting into the conspiracy thing or whose fault it is or any of that. I'm saying show up as a beautiful, heart-centered human being. Do not judge. Be the best version of you. And this wasn't the topic I was going to talk about, but this has really been bothering me, particularly when I had that client reach out. And we looked at the triggers that this was based on from his childhood, where he was trying to control something that he has no control over. And this particular client grew up somewhere where there was so much trauma. He grew up in a war-torn country. So this was triggering a lot of those lack of control issues. So we had an amazing conversation, and I helped him transition through this so that he was able to feel grounded, centered, and come from a place of peace and able to get on with what he had to do. And he's managing and he's coping, and we're all doing the best we can. We all get to choose how we show up. And do you have someone to reach out to? I hope you do. And please, I invite you to look at yourself. How are you showing up in this? And reflect on what are you going to be able to say about yourself in 6 months, a year, 2 years, of how you handled this time. Were you supportive? Were you kind? Did you show up with compassion? I know these are difficult times, and I am so grateful that my client did reach out to me, and he was brave enough to say he was struggling, because it takes courage to say we're struggling. And he was brave enough to step forward and say, beyond the things we're working with, that he was struggling. So please, if any of this resonates with you, reflect how you're showing up. Are you being kind? And decide if any of this is triggering you and you would like to work through things like this, because trauma shows up in all sorts of ways, then please reach out to me or someone else. Reach out and ask for help, because trauma doesn't have to be growing up in a war-torn country. It doesn't necessarily have to be being in an abusive home. It doesn't have to be these extremes that we think of. Trauma is something that takes us out of our comfort zone and makes us feel unsafe. So reach out, please. So if any of this resonated with you, pop a like below, reach out, connect with me, and I wish you a beautiful, beautiful day. So from my heart to yours, shine on and shine bright. I love you.